Item number SCP-1356. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-1356 is kept in a small box in the storage facilities of Research Sector 09 unless approved for removal and transportation. Description: SCP-1356 is a small bath toy resembling one of the several rubber ducks designs. Tests indicates that the object is made of plasticized polyvinyl chloride. It is designed to emit a sharp squeak when squeezed. When held by a human subject, the object appears to displace liquid water. If a subject holding the toy attempts to enter a lake or pool, for example, they'll find that all liquids within an area extending approximately 152.4 by 83.3 by 45.7 centimeters from the body disappears. Tests performed in small indoor pools revealed that the volume of water before and after exposure to SCP-1356 remained consistent. However, even in the presence of a subject holding the anomalous duck, water levels were never observed to rise. This suggests that the object displaces the liquid to an unknown location from which it eventually returns. No unusual or foreign substance had yet been detected in displaced water, although pH levels indicate a slight increase in acidity. As the depth of displaced water now exceeds an average of 46 centimeters, subjects walking into a deep pool will eventually find their feet and legs submerged, while the rest of the body remains dry. Even vigorous motions and leaps, however, never suffice to bring the upper body into contact with water. The rectangular dry space seemingly shifts to accommodate even the most absurd movements. Seem to discover the parameters of this phenomenon, as well as potential practical uses, are ongoing. See enclosed documents for updates and results. 1. Tantalus effect. Objective: determine parameters of dry space. Feature: subjects of various heights instructed to enter water with SCP-1356 at depths never exceeding subject's shoulder height. Subjects encouraged to make every effort to bring hands or face into contact with the water surrounding the dry space created by the object. Results: so long as the subject is in standing depth of water, the dry space will shift in accordance with the subject's motion, appearing to create a mobile rectangular indent in the water. This phenomenon, for unknown reasons, does not apply to the lower extremities in depths exceeding 46 centimeters. As subjects bend, water recedes rather than come into contact with hands or upper bodies. Dry space appears to maintain its shape and volume as a rule. If subject has sufficient depth, bends to the point of resting on hands and knees, the dry space will be covered over with water. Subjects report no change in air pressure. However, breathability of air is limited. The greatest depth at which this total submersion of subject and dry space could be achieved was approximately 1.5 meters, depending on height of the subject. Number 2. Insufficient life raft. Objective: determine whether dry space displacement can be used to keep subjects afloat in deep water. Procedure: 4 subjects of sufficient strength and flexibility instructed to carry SCP-1356 into water of a depth of 2.5 meters. Attempt to draw legs up into dry space. Result: all subjects report the same results with variable degrees of difficulty and times elapsed before exhaustion. The following rules have now been consistently demonstrated. 1. One subject is out of standing depth. Dry area SCP-1356 creates around subject maintains its shape, volume, and orientation at the surface of water. Result 2. Out of standing depth, subject's orientation side of dry area becomes fixed, floating at waist depth. Subjects will now be able to submerge hands and forearms in water below waist level, but any attempt to raise this water in handfuls is impossible. Rule number 3. Attempts to reorient upper or lower body inside dry space are exhausting, but prove fruitless. In addition, remaining in the suspended state for more than 10 minutes negatively impacts the circulation of blood to the lower body, eventually resulting in tense crampings and faintness. Excerpt 3. Sinking Test. Objective. Test objects' anomalous properties when not carried/in contact with human subject. Procedure 1. SCP-1356 placed in a small pool. Results. Object does not displace any amount of water or affect pH levels in any significant way. Object floats. Procedure 2. SCP-1356 is placed in a small pool and bombarded with jets of water and various items. Result. Despite the object's plain PVC materials being easily damaged outside of water, when placed in any volume of water sufficient to keep it afloat, objects appear to resist all attempts to sink or damage it, bobbing, but always remain upright and afloat. 1. Prolonged exposure to SCP-1356, hereafter defined as a sustained interval approaching or exceeding 2 hours in any depth of water, appeared to affect the subject's skin, which takes on the prune-like texture associated with autonomic nerve response to prolonged contact with water. After 2.5 hours of exposure, a subject was also found to be significantly dehydrated, despite receiving fluids before exposure to SCP-1356 and sweating minimally. Addendum 2. Of course, it seems we haven't been testing the item's intended purpose. I'd imagine my nephew would say it works rather well. Quoted by Dr. C. Like that, please subscribe, comment, like, say what SCP you want to see next, or JSCP. I'm starting to thinking of doing JSCPs, but I need some good ones to do. Because the only really popular JSCP I can think of is the weed one, which I'm not sure if I want to do. But anyways, see you guys next one. Goodbye.